So Christopher Martin is in the studio, the Stepping Razor. Gotta say welcome to the studio.
Yeah,
and we are glad that you fulfilled your promise. I don't know if you consciously said it, but when we were speaking to you a couple of weeks ago, we asked you that anytime you're around the New York area, you were going to come check us out here at the Sound Chat studio, and
I'm here.
We're surprised that you actually turned up. We've heard that a couple of times before.
I'm a word, man.
Christopher Martin is in the studio, man, and we got so much to talk about. Of course, he is one of the leading artists from the new crop of artists coming out of Jamaica. He has a new album, right?
EP.
Yeah. Right? EP. We're going to talk about that. Also, the Stepping Razor song and some of the other songs. So, how long are you going to be chilling with us? For a little bit. You're going to be here for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I got a little time.
You got a little time.
Yeah. I mean, I see you walk in the studio, showing off the Manchester United jersey. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to make a point, you know?
That's the team.
Yeah, as a team. I'm just saying,
And I'm just saying. You're saying, I'm saying. So
we're all saying.
We're both reiterating right now.
So, Chris, what's going on? Are you doing a promo run? Or what do you do? What brings you to this part of town?
I have something to do for Jamaica Tourist Board, as well as I'm just here doing some press. You know what I mean? Doing some press for my EP.
Right.
Yeah, man. Big up VP Records. That's it. The EP with VP.
The EP with VP. How's it going so far?
What
response are you getting from the EP?
Solid response, and I'm so happy for the intervention of these various social media networks like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. You can see when people get the hands-on feel of the EP, and they listen to it and they give it a feedback. You understand? So it's probably not tangible, but you can actually see what they're saying about you.
How does it affect you though? Like because I know that social media can be really supportive, and it can also be like it can make you feel away.
True.
It can really put you into a gloomy corner sometimes, right? How do you feel about the feedback that you're getting so far? Is everybody like, yes, Chris, you've done it again?
Yeah, man. The feedback is great.
Have you ever been in a situation where social media has made you feel a little way though? And be honest.
The one time that it kind of was treading down that point, and until I had to go on TV and clear it up, was when the whole issue about my vehicle came up. You know what I mean? When Mocha came to my house, and you know what I mean, they were telling me that my vehicle was stolen from abroad and shipped to Jamaica, and I had to go and clear up the air. I made them know that, listen, I bought this from a legitimate source in Jamaica, and there were no backdoor dealings, and I bought it from a lot. Everything. I did not have nothing with bringing the vehicle to Jamaica. So, after that, it was cleared up.
It was cleared.
Yeah, but for people who love to fabricate stuff and run with the negatives, they had a field day at first. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But do you thrive yourself on that? Because from where I sit, I consider you as one of those clean image artists.
Yeah, man, very clean.
Is it just happen that way, or do you purposely make sure that you are in that category as an artist that keeps himself out of trouble?
It's who I am. So it's not like I have to make a conscious effort to say I have to do this today. I cannot let anything. But no, man, this is who I am. I don't have to put on a show. So when I go on the road, however I carry myself or however I act in the public, that is who I am. That's
who
how
you
I
are.
act. Yeah, man. You understand? So it's not like when I say, all right, I'm going to go around people now. Think about it, Chris. Please don't do nothing stupid. Don't make them have nothing bad for say. Nah. This is who I am on a daily basis. I don't put up a front. I don't have a different persona. You understand? No. This is Christopher Martin, day in, day out.
What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get.
And do you think that it contributes to your success?
I think so. Because people see that I'm genuine and I'm true to it. You know what I mean? And separate and apart from the fact that I love to sing and I love to write and I love everything that culminates the art form that I'm in right now, I just feel like people understand how genuine I am. So whenever time I touch on a topic, whether I'm singing about love in this beautiful form, real love, genuine love, then I touch on the topic of breakups, then I touch on the topic of people being in relationships and people dealing with infidelity and people dealing with, you understand? So people realize that doesn't really matter which way the pendulum is swinging. If it is not in tune with what Christopher Martin believes in, then you're not going to hear it from him. You understand? Even if it is that backed by popular demand, this is what the people are rearing for.
Right.
We're in a response.
So let me ask you this, and let me let the audience know Christopher from a different perspective. What is it that you don't believe in? What are some of the things that you don't believe in to put into your music?
Like for me, I can never sing songs about females in a certain way.
Okay.
You can't hear them talking from me. definitely you won't. You understand? And for me, and I don't sing gun lyrics. I don't know about them something. I sing all I know about.
Right.
I don't lay in them staying. You understand? And people have grown to love and respect me for that. So why would I change? And like last time I told you, I'm not in this business to lose fans, to get new fans. I'm about adding new fans to existing fans.
Right.
You understand? That's what I'm about. Yeah, man. So I'm not going to switch up my style and then I'm going to throw off some people who love me for what I've been doing to just gain some new fans. So I say, yes, sing at this, I go, I know. Come in.
Here's something that comes to mind, right? And it's interesting that you say that, because I have to ask you this. Even though you don't make certain music,
right,
do you enjoy listening to certain music?
I'm a fan of music.
So like say for instance, the Rude Boy song them, the Gun song them,
Yeah,
do you
man.
enjoy that?
I will listen to it,
Do,
yeah, man.
do you enjoy
Once
the
the
girl
melody-
song them?
Me love music.
See.
And you see, if for me, if something is pleasing to my ear, I will listen to it. You understand? And it's a marketplace. This whole music business is a marketplace. And you have vendors from all over. You understand? Them going to say, yeah, I want to buy this to them. I have $50. All right, how much for a pound of that? Yeah, let me get a pound of that in my ears there. All right, give me an next pound of this now. This will go on. All right, I'll listen. But at the end of the day, I will not delve into it.
But I'm trying to get people to understand you from because here at Sound Chat Radio we just vibe. We don't
Straight.
really interview, right?
Straight.
But I want to get people to understand. We can talk about how much you tear down shows. It's been said a million times.
Yeah.
We can talk about how much you can sing. It's been said a million times. So I want to take our vibe from a different angle. How do you work that out though? Like, okay, Chris Noah said, "But now gonna sing no gun song because you must have a reason why."
Right.
Right. But if we got dance and two song play, both of us who don't like gun songs, we are gonna look around.
We are going all vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like, how do you rationalize that in
Because
your mind?
we're natural fans of music.
See.
You understand? And when you're a fan of music, even though you're in the music business and then you are not, you won't be someone who will bring that to the marketplace.
Right.
It's in the marketplace. You understand? And you can't separate yourself from it. If you are an avid lover of music, and if you're gonna be honest with yourself, you have to go put on a show. You have to go think about it in such a conscious way you won't enjoy yourself. Oh God, I'm not a part of this gun vibe. No, I'm not moving. Come on, man. Come on,
So
man.
who would you say one of the artists who sing gun lyrics that you would listen to?
Enough of them, man. I'm gonna listen to Diddy. I'm listen to Cartel. You understand? Assassin. But Assassin do it in such a nice way where it come like I have a gun lyrics. It's like militants in my Diddy. Like, you see what I say?
You are a perfect representation of the new generation or the younger generation of because your fans are very young.
True.
Right? You yourself are young in the music. I don't know your age. What do you feel hurts the upcoming generation as an artist? Like, what do you feel hurts them?
I feel like most of them lack an identity. They don't really know why they're in it.
See,
Yeah, some of them maybe they see the glitter from outside and they say, yeah, I want to be a part of it, but genuinely they don't love this music. You understand? So if something happens and they feel like, yeah, I'm gonna get a trailer load of accolades for this, and then it doesn't happen, them get frustrated because them never true to the craft from Jump Street.
Right.
You understand? And when you're true to something, some gonna work, some not gonna work. You understand? You're gonna get great resounding applause or something, and then you think you're gonna get it, you don't get it. But it all comes with it, and you have to roll with it. And some of them, this is my personal belief, maybe they don't really identify themselves with the music. What am I about? What am I going to bring to the table? You understand? What would someone expect from me as opposed to expecting from Christopher Martin? How can I be different from Christopher Martin? How can I make a space for myself? You know what I mean? And I think that is what is lacking with some of them. You understand?
Would you consider yourself an original artist?
Original.
Vicing and so forth, and the way you sound.
Stepping Razor, man.
Stepping Razor, original.
Original. You understand? Even though you've heard the term coined before, the way I interpret it is different from
See.
Peter Tosh. You understand? Peter Tosh is on that side where he's saying, if you're a bully, treat me good because I might just be a bigger bully than you. Don't play with me. You understand? But I'm interpreting it in a way where I'm saying, no, if it's dressing, extra sharp. If we talk to the girls, them more and them mad over me. You understand? if we are going all white party, me want everybody clothes look beige. My one a full white. Glisten me a glisten. I saw we are deal with Stepping Razor business, a big deal business. we are
Sharp
talking
thing.
about. Yeah, man, extra sharp, and you want to be a cut above the rest.
Chris is in the building, man. He definitely represents the generation of artists right now. He's definitely an influential person. So we're going to be talking to him about various things,
Yes,
of course, and his new projects that he has coming up. Chris,
Yes.
what are we working on?
Right now, you know, we the awareness for the EP is what we're working on. You understand? It's doing so well, though. It's a joy. You understand? It's a joy for me. When my very first project was released solely in Japan, and that did so well, you know, a lot of people were saying, yeah, so we want one for this side that can be distributed worldwide. And over the years, they've been asking for a body of work from me. And I'm at that point in my life now and in my career where I have a major backing behind me, which is VP Records, you know what I mean? A medium through which the music can be dispersed properly. You understand? Yeah. So that's something that I didn't have before. You understand? So now I'm at a stage in my life now where, yeah, it's the right time.
Let me go to the phone lines. Call your live.
Chris, my brother for life.
What go on, my G? Who said that?
A doctor love to the world.
A lie. Dr. Love, what go on?
What go on, my brother? Yo, but them people know say, I don't know what they're on the ship enough. For a long time from take my wigs enough and way back to no friends enough.
Oh gosh, man, yeah, man, the ship has stayed a long time, man. Them know for real, man.
718-554-8598. 718-554-8598. Christopher Martin is in the building. There's so much for us to talk about here.
True.
Now, Chris, you're a big deal. It's your slogan these days. I'm a big deal.
Yeah, they call me Big Deal Boss now.
Big deal boss.
Yeah, anywhere I am.
Now,
Big
now,
deal.
now, we spoke about it on the phone, and I wanted to explain to everyone else before we play the track, Big Deal, right? What do you mean by big deal? Because one can can hear it, you know, without listening to the record and say, yo, that brother here get very conceited all of a sudden.
I'm telling you.
And I know that's what some people are saying.
Some people, yeah, they would love to say that, but then the first verse comes and kick them in them face. They have to say, yeah.
Have you gotten that though, Chris? When you started to say I'm a big deal, did people interpret that as why Chris I show off? No.
I mean, I think when I did the song before the song was released, I put it up on my phone. So it's like, God knows sing and say, yeah, deal with it. And I said, yeah, man, big deal business. Me, I deal it, man. Yeah, man. I'm a very big deal, bro. You know what I mean? And then girls would be like, yeah, no, you're a big deal. And then some of them, why you have that up? Until they heard the song, they say, okay, we get it now. We get it now. And those are 5 words that, you know, people kind of shy away from because they don't want people to think
They're
of them in
conceited.
that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to create the awareness, making it's cool to say you're a big deal. Of course you're a big deal. You have to love yourself. You have to respect yourself. It's all about self-worth. You know what I mean? It gone are the days where you have to wait on somebody to give approval for do something, man. We're not depend on that. If you're grown, you understand, and you understand fully what you are about. You know, some people woke up yesterday, but they're not here today. And you are here today. You are part of the whole process of exhaling and inhaling. That's a big deal, man. You have to understand that and come to the realization that the Almighty has blessed you. And with all these blessings, it's a big deal. Straight up.
Chris, talk to me about how you feel as a singer.
Big up your chest and stand proud and don't mind.
There's a lot of stars in our industry, but do you sometimes, and I look at this, and this is the reason why I'm asking the question, do you feel that sometimes singers have to go extra hard to kind of get the same recognition as the DJs them in our culture?
No,
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
And why so?
Because that's how I feel. I don't feel like I have to overdo something or step out of my realms or my comfort level to match up with a DJ.
Scene.
No. And here one now. Because I know what I have. To be honest with you. Like, I know what I possess. If it's a live show, I know what I have. I know what I bring to the table. You understand? So at no point in time I say, oh God, I have to go deal with this now. And no.
But could it be that you are a person that's just comfortable in your space?
Maybe.
Because you seem to be very humble and you seem to be very comfortable in your space.
Yeah, man, very.
Because if we look back at it, right, and we look back at the culture, especially dancehall, and well, we can see, mostly dancehall. We can see where the you know, DJs are very, very much well promoted and very much well hyped. And when it comes to singers, it seems like the singers don't get that, and the ones who do get that, like yourself, have to have a record that is just so undeniable that you have to give him props for what he's doing.
True, in a sense, yeah. That's facts.
You kind of see where I'm
you're
coming
talking
from.
facts right there.
And this is, of course,
Yeah.
before you and years before you. This
True.
is just how it's been. Like,
True.
singers have to go hard.
True.
But again, you know, Christopher Martin seems just to be comfortable just doing you. So you move at your own pace.
I move at my pace. And that's the beautiful thing about music. You know what I mean? If I just feel like if you're true to it, you know, like if you know what you're about,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, it will be good to you. I genuinely believe that. Like if you really love this thing, like anybody who loves their craft, you could be in stock marketing, you're gonna get some blows, you understand?
See.
But if you watch the trends, you're gonna bingo. One of these days you're gonna bingo real big too.
So you've been paying attention and you've been watching the
Can
trends.
I tell you? Yeah, man. And I watch the trends, but I don't. As you can't really get it ticklish like that. I don't follow the trend. So if the trend is moving a certain way, I don't feel like I'm gonna move with it. I watch the trends.
I want to find out how comfortable you are. Like,
Extra.
Are you one of those artists that say, listen, I just had a song that spent many months as the biggest song in dancehall. How am I gonna keep up with that song? Is my next song gonna be that big? Or you just let everything fall where it falls?
I feel like I just work with the whole realms of energies, for me personally. Cause when I finish voicing, like when I voiced before Cheetah's Prayer, when I voiced like Take My Wings, I just voiced it and I loved it, you know. And then to see how the world took onto it, amazing. I was like, yeah, nice.
Wow.
And then I got Pay for Love and I was like, nice. And when I voiced Cheetah's Prayer, and to see how massive a song it turned out to be, I never even bargained for it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. As opposed to if I was to say, yo, Cheetah's Prayer is gonna be the biggest song ever, and then the script flipped and it wasn't.
And then you would be disappointed.
Yeah, because I had expectations.
Right.
You understand?
So you do music without expectations.
I do music because I love music.
Right.
You understand? So there, I don't really leave. I don't really have that much room to be frustrated. I don't have that much room to be disappointed. You know what I mean? I just do music with a clean heart and a clean conscience. If it works, it works. You know. But that is why I stay true to my standard and I stay true to the craft where in which I'm not gonna write something if I'm not feeling it. Just like how I don't feel like you would put out a product if you don't believe in it, because you're twice defeated there.
Right.
Or you're gonna promote something you don't believe in, or you're gonna try to sell something that you won't buy.
What are some of your dreams? Like what are your dreams? What do you inspire to be or become more with your music?
With my music, it can only be said in one simple way. When you say track and field, who comes to mind?
Usain Bolt.
Cool, no, man. So when you say Jamaican music, I don't even want to separate it. When you say Jamaican music or a Jamaican talent, I want my name to be one of those names that is at the tip of people's lips.
Wow, that's good.
Christopher
That's
Martin.
big.
You
That's big.
understand? And I'm Usain is my very good friend, and we've been to many places together, and I understand the world star that he is. You understand? And if you have some people who would see that and they would be like, they feel some type of way. For me, it's an honor for me to have a friend like that, to be able to be in the space and see the level of treatment and to see how people react when they see somebody like that. You understand?
See.
Yeah, man. So we aspire for great things, and that's why we stay in great companies. You understand?
Christopher
And think
Martin's
great.
in the building. He's
Straight
a
up.
big deal.
Big deal.
So Chris, how does summer looking?
Nice.
Big shows?
Sugar.
Big shows?
Sugar.
Sugar.
Sweet.
Has there ever been a time, Chris? Right? Has there ever been a time, and be honest with me, right? I know your fans are listening. Has there ever been a time where you felt uncomfortable with your career? Meaning like you felt like you're putting out the work, but you're not getting the results? Or have you always just been like Chris?
Early in my career, yeah.
Early in your career?
Yeah, when I just left, when I just came off Rising Stars, and you know, it was that process in proving to people that I don't want to say cabaret,
Right.
but you can sing your own songs. You understand? Because you would go to shows and it's like them time they had Love Is All We Need and Jamaican Girl, and you know I would want to sing my songs. I never really cared. I sang them anyway. But you see the hurrah way you get when you sing someone's song, as opposed to when I sang my song.
Right.
It was like the disparity was so far between. You understand? So it in a sense I feel like, yo, they're not showing me no love for my music, yo. God no. You know. But I just had to understand that week in week out I was on TV singing in a popular song competition. You understand? Where in which you sing someone's song and people vote for you.
How long did it take for you to shed that though?
I would say it took me a couple of years. It took me a couple of years because you would go to a stage show and you're singing your songs, but you still want to do well. You still want to do well, and you know what to do well.
But you're trying. You're trying to say, people, listen. I'm a singer.
Yeah, man.
I have my own material.
And this is what I wrote, and this is a part of me. You understand? So it took some time, but at the end of the day, it's like you pleased yourself, and I pleased myself by saying, look, I wrote this song. This is my song, and I sing it from start to finish. And them could have stand up like some board in the crowd. Me I sing, bola, me no business.
Now, was there anyone like in your time of kind of being down about it and feeling like the pressure? Was there any figure in the music that gave you some words as advice and build you up and said, Chris, don't worry about that, your time is gonna come? Or was it always just Chris looking out for Chris?
Yeah, man. It's a bit of both, because I've always had good relationships with people in the music business. Me and nobody never know nothing yet. You understand? So whenever time I would do a stage show, they would see how I perform, and they see that I'm live when I'm performing live. You understand? So like Barris would come and say, yes, sing, I'm love how you go, and just go and do it, man. Don't worry yourself. You understand? Or I would go to a show, and then when Jackie just came back on the road, he'd be like, yes, sing, I'm they behind the bars and see I chump out my thing.
I was going to ask you, in your career, have you gotten any support from the veteran artists?
Yeah, man, from all of them. They see so much potential in me, and that is joy for me personally. When I go somewhere and I perform on a show, and they're saying, yo, singer, you may come for watching, you know what I mean? That makes me feel so good. So I have some of them I'm really close to. I'm really close to Freddie McGregor. I'm really close to Barry Salmon. You understand? I'm very close to Stevie the Mr. Toots. Yeah, man. You can say we're friends.
See,
you understand? Yeah, man.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good.
To be a youth who grew up, listen to the music of these people, and now you're
rubbing shoulders.
You're rubbing shoulders, and you're getting compliments from them.
On the phone call, talking to them.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Trust me.
Now, have you, Chris? Would it? And maybe you would not say this, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Right.
Would you be the pave the way artist for the competition? Were you the first success story from the competition?
Yeah.
You were the first success.
I was the first one. Yeah.
You kicked open the door and let the other artists know that after winning the competition, you could actually become a real artist.
Yeah, man. Definitely. You understand?
Do people still look up to you, or do they still look up to you for that?
Yeah, definitely. Them show me love, man. Yeah, man, they show me love, and it's not like they hide the glory. You understand? They said they're appreciative of it, and the people who are even responsible for the competition, they're appreciative as well. Because if they didn't have success stories like myself and Ramin and isn't it? If they didn't have success stories like us for those 10 years, it would have been like a big fluke.
It would have hurt the competition.
It would have definitely.
Have you been back to help and to
earlier? Yeah, earlier. But since like the last 5 or 6 years, I haven't really been there that much.
Right.
You understand? I've been traveling. I've been on the road. So early in my career, when I wasn't this busy, I used to do that.
At what point does the Christopher Martin team or Christopher Martin say, so we do it though? When did that happen? Was it Cheetahs Prior where you sat down to yourself, maybe in a hotel room or maybe on a plane and said, we do it?
It's not even Cheetahs Prior. Maybe I think Paper Loving. Cause it's Paper Loving was the first time I even got to Africa.
Wow.
You understand? And let me say, Africa. Whoa, when I got Africa now. I wonder what going to Africa. and let me tell you, like, songs that I did earlier in my career that you would say bubbled in Jamaica, like, it play. There were monsters in Africa. You understand what I mean? I said, geez, I'm peas. And then, like, when Paper Loving drop, it's like the earth open and the sky goes up. I said, no, sir. It up me not king, I hate this, you know. I say, king, here we go. I forgot, we have to go home, we have to go shoot a video for that song, you know. Cause this is the business now. Yeah, man. And I want to tell you, it trickled from, cause that song buzzing like Africa and England first. And then it just became the biggest song in Jamaica. And the Almighty was so good to me while that song was so big. Him give me cheetah's prayer right away.
So back to back hits.
Problems, man. Oh my gosh. Nice,
Now,
man.
Where we going from this, man? We got the EP out. We're doing so much to get ready for the summer. You said the summer is going to be really good.
Yeah, man.
For Christopher Martin, it's looking good. The dates are coming in.
Yeah.
The traveling thing is where it needs to be. The career is where it needs to be. What are your expectations for this summer for yourself?
For me, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. We don't put a cap on anything. You understand? Just like we're going to take the cap off of the back. But for the summer, man, we're just working. We're just working. And as I said earlier, we have no expectations.
No expectations.
Nah. But at the end of the day, we're working towards something great.
What you are, and the reason why I really wanted to get you in the studio, and this might spiral into a whole different conversation. People tend in today's music world, however you would like to term it, people tend to not have as much faith in the new talent and the younger talents coming up, right? You yourself brings promise. You're one of a few artists that has come into the industry, clean image, good music, good talent, and has brought promise to the industry to allow those who are looking on the outside to say, well, yeah, man, Hope still there for the thing. Chris there and Romy and there and other people is there as well. How do you feel about the music, from your perspective? Is there young talent in Jamaica? Is that talent being nurtured and promoted properly, or do you feel like more emphasis can be put into the younger artists?
A lot more effort and a lot more emphasis can be placed on them. You understand? Right now I just feel like it's every man for themselves kind of vibes are going right now, to be honest. I feel like I don't think there's like a system in place either to say, yeah, this dude is talented, let's try to help him. Nah, I don't think so. God bless the few who are being helped, but there are so many talented people there. But at the end of the day, still from creation, it's not everyone who's talented is gonna make it. You understand? You have to have people who have the drive to kick down doors and break down borders.
Where does the future of the music go then if these things are not put in place?
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of gloomy and it's kind of dim. But once there's life, there's hope. So,
do you yourself come across artists in Jamaica where you would say to yourself, say, yo, that youth there, really, if him get the proper guidance, he can really be something?
Yeah, man. We've seen talents. We've seen talents before, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, as well said, like me and King, we'll be somewhere and we'll see a talent and we'll say, all right then. We'll give them a number and we'll say, yeah, you have talent and just come link up. And then you don't see them.
See.
You understand? So some of them, their work ethic is lacking as well. So you can't even knock the system, if the products aren't willing. So what if you put a system in place and you say, yeah, we're going to generate funds to do this. And while generating funds, there is no product to work with.
What kind of work ethic should a young artist have, in your opinion?
You have to want it, man. You have to want it as close to a need as possible, as close to breathing. For me, I wanted this so bad. Like growing up, I wanted to be a chemical engineer, and I went to high school and I did all the subjects that were necessary for me to go on that path. But me never have no means of paying my way through college for carry on that path. You understand?
Right.
Yeah. So when the opportunity presented itself now for me to enter this competition, based on the fact that the prize money was lucrative and all of that, we say, yeah, we are going to pay our way now. But after now, doing all of that singing, and I realized the power of my voice and the impact it has on people's lives, I realized, this will be my substance of survival.
See.
Yeah, man, and that is when I made the switch to say, no more chemical engineering. I'm going to be a singer. This is what I'm going to do. I love singing so much. I love to sing so much. If I had the means to which I could have paid my way to go to chemical engineering, I would have just be a chemical engineer who can sing. You understand?
See.
Yeah, now I'm a singer who has a finance degree. I just said that. Yeah. Yeah, man, but I love music.
So the problem could be a combination. Interesting what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
the
man.
combination, it could be the problem could be a combination of two things.
Yeah.
Lack of outlets to cultivate this new talent,
And
but lack of drive from the new
Yeah,
talent as well.
Definitely.
So most people would just blame it on one
Blame it
sector.
on one sector, but they're not looking at the other side. You understand?
And so you yourself has tried to work with
Of
young
course,
talent.
man. Of course.
718-554-8598. 718-554-8598. Christopher Martin's in the building. Those of you 0203-60-898-26. Chris, before you get out of the building, I definitely have to bring you into this topic because I know that you are a father.
Yeah.
It is Child's Month. Jamaica is celebrating Child's Month, and there was a big topic in today's paper in Jamaica centered around children. I've watched some of your interviews. I've listened to you talk. I hear some of your songs, and I know that you're big on family structure. I hear the father song that you made, Song
Yeah,
for
man.
Your Dad, which was huge because most people only make songs for their mommy.
True.
Right? As history states,
True.
we have more bigger mother songs
Right.
Yeah.
than we do have father songs.
Yeah.
And in the song, you're basically saying that your dad taught you and you want to be like your dad. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
So
definitely.
it shows that you have a great family structure. How connected are you to your children?
I'm very connected. I'm a pride and joy.
See,
Yeah, man. Those are my princesses. You understand? And knowing that I am fully responsible for those two lives being on the earth, it gives me like a bigger drive to do better and to be better. You understand? And I'm very big on family. As I say, from how I talk and how I do music and the type of songs I do, you realize that my family structure played a very big part in my growing up.
See.
You understand? Big up my mother, big up my father. The levels of morals and the mindset that they instilled in me from a young youth, it hasn't left me up to today. You understand? And this is why I'm the type of person I am. So for me, I feel like this is what I owe my daughters.
to give them the same thing.
Yeah, man. And to give them that feeling of being protected and being understood and that level of guidance. You understand?
Do you think that a lack of a family structure in Jamaica, like what you had a positive structure, do you feel that lack of structure is what kind of strays some of the youth?
Of course, man. Of course. If you for those of them, like for daughters who maybe didn't have a father figure, it's kind of harder for them, because for them they don't really understand when a male is trying to be real or when they're manipulating them.
See,
You understand? If they had that father figure to be there for them and protect them and say, listen, this is what life is all about, and able them to trust that figure from an early age. You know what I mean? They would grow up and understand that, yeah, you're selling a good dream, but nah, man, my father don't tell me.
Father
about
don't
all of
teach me
this.
about that already.
This a joke thing. Go on side.
now, Ninja, read him up.
Read him up.
But here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Right? Since Christopher Martin is not gonna be in the building for Rewind,
Right.
but we still want to prove that Christopher Martin is a well-rounded artist. Run back the pain rhythm. You have the pain rhythm?
Oh, okay.
Make we run back the pain rhythm and bring it from there, so come straight up to Wagwan now. Christopher Martin's in the building, number 718-554-8598. Shouts to everybody tuned in Gambia. Those of you in the UK.
Ready?
Yes, man,
Ready.
ready.
Martin and dancing to the fullest. Alright then. Now listen up, and it's not the first, not the last. See the pretty girl, them a pass. Alright then. Holding out is such a task. Soundchat crew, we are the boss. Soundchat is taking all of the girls, them. When you hear me now, and the whole dance I can see. None of them no bad like Ninja Crown for real. Soundchat is taking all of the girls, them. Yard and abroad, so if I jump and sound, when I continue talking, Soundchat I go lock them off. Soundchat I go lock them off. Yo, Soundchat I go lock them off. Now listen, now say we on Soundchat, you understand? Alright then. And I say if you can't love me now, don't love me later. When my later is much greater, it only proves that you love the paper for my paper. And I say if you can't love me now,
Christopher
don't
Man
love
is in the building. We're gonna stop him now. Ninja, speed it up, look a bit. Come up now. Come up, look a further. Left rewind now. Fast forward. Fast forward, Ninja.
Martin and dancing. Okay. Now when we get big bad songs like these, we have to sing some big bad ones. When we get some big bad rhythms like these, we have to sing some big ones. Alright then. Inna the dance with SoundCloud tonight. Alright, we see the sexy ladies in the chat rooms. Ladies, are you alright? Okay then. Inna sound chat tonight, everything is alright. Okay, so we're gonna sing a song like this, and it goes like this, alright? Okay then. Me love you, there nothing I put above you. No house, no girl, no car. Stand firm in my life, no budging now. From a band, mommy, me and you a para. Mommy, I'm a princess, and you are my dan. Lady in my life, a girl have to understand. Special dedication to the big woman. From your love your mama, make me see your hand. And bust a blank for your mama, lighter for your mama. Selector, you better pull up the one you for your mama. Proud of your mama, sing loud for your mama loud. She know you happy, she bring you come here. Every year tell me sing this one. From your love your mama like this man. Boy, no one like my mama, no. Okay then, and while we on this one right now, we have made them know that Soundchat is a big deal. You understand? Oh, well, switch it. See them, turn it up, no man. Cause you know we have them songs we don't have to play people. You understand? So what we are doing? We are cut to double play style, or we are keep it an authentic style.
Anyway,
Soundchat a big deal. Them for know say we a big deal. Young Soundchat is very important to the music for real. Young Chin is a big deal. A Ninja Crown is a big deal. You see, Rewind July 18th is important in a Amazura for real. This has nothing to do with money or fame or vanity. This one is all about self-worth. It generates Soundchat radio with straight hypocrisy. And this big thing around the earth. So whether you walk or you a drive car, matter if you a hit or black like tar, from you a listen Soundchat, youth you a star. Push up on one and tell all the hate. Hear me, man. Man.
Martin is in studio.
Enough respect, man. Enough respect.
It's a Chris, me not kind of caliber thing, but just make it do your thing.
I was expecting Ninja to try
running a theme time. I don't want running.
So Chris, man, successful career. It's been going on for some time now. You are definitely a structured and humbled individual, although you are a big deal. What message do you have to those who are your fans and those who are not your fans that you would like to become your fans?
What I would love to say is, first of all, I want to say thanks for your love and the support over the years. Because listen, without you, my fans and my supporters, none of this would have been possible. The movement, which is Christopher Martin, Sugar Reggae, Big Deal Business, none of this would have been possible. You understand? So I want to say thank you all for the love and the support. And I guarantee that I will continue to give you the standard and the type of music you've grown to love and respect me for. And for those people who are not yet Christopher Martin fans, train long, man. Train long and we have whole heap of carriages. You understand? Yeah, man.
Come aboard.
Yeah, man. You can jump on at any point in time. You understand? Yeah, man. And here what? I like to make believers out of people. So whatever you're doubting right now, don't worry. Don't worry, man. You understand? Yeah, man. We love to make believers. And as I say now, we love to say this. We love to say this. We're not in this thing to lose fans to gain fans. We're about adding fans to existing fans. So the carriage them long, man, and them big.
As an excellent performer, and I have to put that out there because I've seen you perform everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but a lot of places other than just the local area, right? Usually artists have a marker or people have a marker. So, you know, any businessman would say, well, this business, you know, I like how that business is structured and I would like to structure my business off of that business. Maybe not similar, not exactly, but similar to.
Right.
Who would you say in Jamaica, in our craft, reggae and dancehall, that you would say to yourself that them man, they mash up show, and if me I go really take this thing on seriously, me have to mash up show like them man, they are close to them man there. Ah, woman.
Yeah, well, you see before, you see, when I just got a chance to go on YouTube, just get a computer and get to go up on YouTube. You see when I saw the Cool Ruler,
Gregory.
Oh my God, man, smooth and deadly. I mean, I said, look how the boss I did it. And before he passed, we used to talk all the time. Cause we used to buck up on flights. And then, you know, I mean, I remember the last thing he said to me before. He said, "Singer, go and left me here. Them a go hold me again, you know." Because he always took so long to come out of the airport. I don't know what happened, or his name was flagged or something. I don't know, but that was the last thing he said. He said, "Singer, go and left me, but me I go back up here. Love you."
See,
That's the last thing he said to me. But the first time, like, Gregory Isaac was that person to me. Like, just the way he moved. I always used to watch a show that he did at, I think it's Brixton Academy. He was in like full white, and I felt hot. And I think they said that when he did that show from like 9 to 10:30. And when he was leaving, the same amount of people were leaving out of the venue were outside, couldn't get in.
see.
So the promoter said, "Can we do another show?" He said, "Yes, man, you have the money." You have the money, we can go again. You understand? And from that show, he just went back in again, got a change of clothing, and gave the people another show. And that just amazed me. You understand? So, man, like Gregory Isaacson and Barry Salmon, definitely. D Brown, oh gosh, man. I have too much names to tell you.
See,
You understand? But when I look at their body of work and I see how they present themselves on stage, it's like they're saying that you hear me on the record, don't feel like you're gonna get less than what you get on the record.
see.
Either you're gonna get the same thing or you're gonna get more. You understand? And that is my marker.
That's important.
Very important, man. Because I feel like when you give somebody a body of work and then when they come to see you live and you don't give them, they feel like they've been robbed. That's how I would feel.
See.
If I was a patron and a supporter of someone's music, and when I get the chance to say, yeah, me I go see Ninja Crown, him I go mash up the place. Why? When the general touch the mic, his joke thing, leave a
Like
sour
you're like
taste.
Right.
studio artist.
Yeah, you know
Well-
what I mean? And you see that love what I would have for Ninja Crown now, it kind of watered down. Because me I said, John, every time I see him, this is going to do to me.
But that also transcends, because if you go see a show and the artist not perform good, they tell a friend, say, "Yo, I'm go see him, but he not perform good." So you kind of
Yeah,
You
you
know.
know, the word start traveling.
right start trouble say. Yeah.
But when the word start to one, the word of travel, I say, hey, me see Ninja Crown him. Hey, listen me.
You have to
You
go
have
see
to
him.
go see him.
Right.
I'm the man.
We just got the 1 minute left, and I
Yeah.
have to ask you the last question before you go.
Okay.
What is more important to you as an artist, right? Is it to be in the top 3 or the top 5, however you want to put it? Or is it just to be a great artist?
I can tell you something. I'm gonna give you a story that answers that question so perfectly. I was by Barris one day, and him come to me and him said, "I gonna ask you something. Him say, all the years growing up, you ever hear them say Barris running the place? I said, no, you know, General. He said, no, you never hear them say Barris running the place, right? We always see Barris, and you always hear Barris, right? I said, Sonny, running the place is alright, man. Don't run running the place. Just think about giving people good music. Legacy music. What I said to you? I said legacy music, boss. He said, yeah, man, carry on. Okay, you're doing good. Carry on. I never ever forget that. So for me, being in the top 3, being in the top 10, being in the top 50, I just want to be there. I want to be one of those names. As me tell you, man, when you hear track and field, you're seeing both. When they say reggae music, Jamaican music, Christopher Martin. It's not about who are the top 3 right now. Could care less about that, my friend, man. Solid music, we had the lasting music.
I lied. I got one more question since you said that, right? Very important question. And I asked Kimani earlier today, and I'm getting mixed reviews from every artist that I've asked, and I have to ask you this.
Right.
Do you consider yourself a reggae artist?
I'm a reggae artist.
So you claim reggae as an artist?
Of course, I'm a reggae artist, but I'm not solely embattled. I'm not like in that box to say I cannot do other things other than reggae. You
So
understand?
do you mind being labeled a reggae artist?
No, I don't mind it.
All right.
I don't mind it.
And the reason why I asked that in closing our conversation is that many of today's popular artists, even Kimani, just boasted that he probably was the first reggae artist to say this, is that he just wants to be called an artist. He does not want to be called a reggae artist because they don't want to be put into any category. And there's many of your peers who have also came here live on Soundchat Radio and said, listen, me an artist, me an a reggae artist. You mentioned Jack Ure. Jack Ure says he's not a reggae artist, he's a rock star. Right? Taurus Riley says that he doesn't want to be labeled a reggae artist as well. Sean Paul says he's a reggae artist. You are saying
I'm a reggae artist.
You're a reggae artist.
Yeah, why I'm a reggae artist? Because it's different. You know what I mean? I'm a Jamaican. What is synonymous with Jamaica? Reggae.
See.
Yeah, man. So at any point in time, I don't feel like, say, because I say I'm a reggae artist, I don't feel like I'm an artist.
Right.
Come on. But I feel different. Just like when them say Chris Brown, what is Chris Brown? Is he a rap? Is he R&B? Is he an artist? Come on, man. It's synonymous with where I'm from, with my culture, which is reggae.
See.
I'm reggae. Take off the artist then. Call me reggae then.
See.
So my question, where can they find the EP?
It's on everywhere. Search on VP Records. It's there. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, all the leading networks where you can go to buy music or support music is there.
Right.
man.
So you hear that now? To get, Chris, it's
Call me Chris Martin, the reggae man.
Chris Martin, the reggae man,
Yeah.
EP. So it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Big up, my
Everywhere.
brother. Thank you so much for
Stepping razor.
fulfilling your promise to us by stepping through the office
You know
here.
that, man.
Definitely, please make sure you sign the artist wall
Chris,
before you leave.
just
I would
remember,
like everybody to know that Christopher Martin
Sign the wall.
signed the wall.
Yeah.
Before you reach the level where we can get you back in at the studio, at
Right.
least we can remember
No, we're not gonna reach the level there, no.
that you passed through here.
So-
No, we're not gonna do that.
Get a proper
Get a-
pen.
no, we don't want- yeah.
Get a
Okay,
proper
alright.
marker from in there.
Yeah.
And please make sure that you sign the wall next to all of the other persons that have signed the wall.
Right.
The blue wall is for the artist, and the orange wall is for the sound man. Them.
Right.
So make sure that your signature goes the right place. Shouts to everybody tuning in. Make sure you get a copy of that EP. Christopher Martin is doing
Right.
big things. He will be in some territory near you for the summer. The
Right.
man said the thing a shot, so that means say
When
he's
you
going to be
see
doing a
it,
lot of
just a
traveling.
big deal.
When you say, yo, big deal.
Big
Yeah.
deal, boss. All go on.
I call him reggae. Just call him reggae.
Call me reggae.
Just call him reggae. You mean?
No respect.
How does he do it? What did he